is the best test or test to take to optimize your health? If you're going to be doing a ketogenic diet, snake diet, lion diet, carnivore diet, meat-based diet, low carb, high fat diet, I get this question all the time. You're trying to figure out, is it your thyroid? Is it going to be cholesterol? Let's get into it. Welcome everyone to my humble life. Now, let's get into the subject of the testing, because I get it all the time. I have these consultations and people are wondering, should I get just a full panel of everything? And I'm like, nah, a lot of these are just a waste of time. But the ones that I really like are the calcium score and the kidney filtration rate, the GFR, and also checking your blood sugar values. The thing is that people are relying on an insulin test. They're like, oh, my insulin's fabulous. I'm like, guess what? That only matters for the day and the time that you took that insulin test. Because you could go and take that 3 days from now and eat something that your body doesn't agree with or not sleep well, and now your insulin is too high. And that's the same thing with your blood sugar. But the one test that is going to be a little bit more objective is your HbA1c. This HbA1c is more of an objective test to look at what's going on with your blood sugar. It's looking at your hemoglobin within the red blood cells in a 90-day period, sometimes 120. So this is like perfect. My blood sugar is bouncing or looking normal, or insulin is bouncing or looking normal, but my A1C is super freaking high. What gives? But like I said, you could eat something and have horrible high blood sugar, or you could sleep perfect and have a really good day or week and have a low insulin number. So what's the deal with the HbA1c? What are the numbers? What's good? What's bad? Let's go more into it. Now, don't get it twisted. Your glucometer testing is also good, but you'd have to track it for a month. The finger prick blood. Yeah. You would track your blood sugar every day for 4 weeks. That's going to give you also a more objective understanding of your blood sugar along with the HbA1c. But if you had to choose between the two, HbA1c. Now, the numbers, if you're trying to drive ketosis on one of these low or no starch diets, you want to look at something between a 4.7 and a 4.8 hemoglobin. That's going to put you around the 80s, early 80s, 83 to 85, maybe 86 in milligrams per deciliter. That's the conversion. But because if you don't know what a 4.8 means, that's a good number. A lot of people will get a HbA1c test and have like a 5.1, and the doctors will say, that's amazing. Yes, it is, if you're eating carbohydrates. But it's not amazing if you're trying to drive ketosis. In fact, if your A1C is in the 5 points, you're not adapting. You're just not. So if you're wondering why you're gaining weight, or if you're tired and you're crashing, or you're not losing any weight, forget the insulin. Your A1C is running high, and of course then when you start tracking more consistently the on-demand blood glucose, then it starts to match up. Then the story starts to make sense instead of just looking at insulin. Again, people will present blood sugar of like 75, but their A1C is like a 5.6. Well, that 75 means that you're hypoglycemic. And then look at your ketones. Often they suck. They suck when your A1C is too high, or blood sugar is too low or too high. And then just chart everything. But literally, you want to see a 4.7 to 4.8 with your HbA1c. You want to see milligrams per deciliter, a 75 to an 83. With the A1C is a little different. It's okay to go up to a 4.8. But child, y'all got to be under a 5.0. And it's very rare that I have done or had a consultation with somebody where they're presenting these numbers and their A1C is under 5s. It happens, but it's rare. And that really shows you that you got to deal with your stress and your cortisol and your lack of sleep, because all those things can skyrocket your A1C, including too much protein, not enough fat, not exercising, having too much inflammation. There's a lot of moving parts. So let me know if you want me to do a part 2. Comment below, share this content. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic, Facebook fan page Stephanie Business Person. If you guys feel like you're stuck, you can book a consultation. I've been doing this for years. People are like, well, what's your background? This turd, oh my god, I've got to do a video on this turd who did a call out video of me, which is fine. I mean, that's what happens. People have been doing that for years. But he said, oh, you've had lots of clients. What does that mean? I'm like, everything. Because a 30-day study with twins doing a keto diet is subjective. This stuff's got to be watched and measured and tracked for a year or more. Comment below, share this content. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic, Facebook fan page Stephanie the Business Person, and I'm out. Because now I got to edit this. I got to go to bed early because the builders are coming. After all of this tomfoolery with people trying to rip me off and doing bad jobs, I finally have a good crew. And I'll be showing you. In fact, I filmed all today, but now it's too late and I don't have time to edit it. Just this video, but lifestyle stuff is coming. Plus I want good quality, and that takes time to edit. When you know, you know. And I'm out. Energy. Peace.